सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अन्तिमसत्य नमः शिवाय अगणितनामा नमः शिवाय अघनिर्मूला नमः शिवाय अमितानन्दा नमः शिवाय अविनाशाद्या नमः शिवाय आगमविनुता नमः शिवाय आत्मोल्लासा नमः शिवाय आद्यकवीशा नमः शिवाय आपच्छेदा नमः शिवाय आमयभेदा नमः शिवाय आर्तसुबन्धो नमः शिवाय उज्ज्वलगात्रा नमः शिवाय ओंकारतला नमः शिवाय करुणापाङ्गा नमः शिवाय कर्माध्यक्षा नमः शिवाय कांक्षारहिता नमः शिवाय कामितवरदा नमः शिवाय कालाबाध्या नमः शिवाय गुणमणिहारा नमः शिवाय धननिस्सीमा नमः शिवाय चिद्घनरूपा नमः शिवाय चिद्रूपाङ्गा नमः शिवाय चिरचिन्मात्रा नमः शिवाय चिरसुखसारा नमः शिवाय जगदाधारा नमः शिवाय जन्मविदूरा नमः शिवाय ज्ञानजलनिधे नमः शिवाय ज्योतिर्पुञ्जा नमः शिवाय तमोपहारा नमः शिवाय तुर्यातीता नमः शिवाय त्रिजगन्मूला नमः शिवाय त्रैमलशूरा नमः शिवाय दीनसुरकुजा नमः शिवाय दुःखध्वंसा नमः शिवाय दोषविभङ्गा नमः शिवाय धर्मसफक्षा नमः शिवाय भक्तजनपाला नमः शिवाय नयनिर्लेपा नमः शिवाय नादशरीरा नमः शिवाय निगमाभेद्या नमः शिवाय निजनिश्चिन्ता नमः शिवाय निजसुखभरिता नमः शिवाय नित्यविनोद्ना नमः शिवाय नित्यविमुक्ता नमः शिवाय नियतिनियन्तः नमः शिवाय निरवध्यविभो नमः शिवाय निरहङ्कारा नमः शिवाय निरतोत्साहा नमः शिवाय निरुपममहिमन् नमः शिवाय निरुपाधिघना नमः शिवाय निर्गुणसिन्धो नमः शिवाय निर्जरवन्द्या नमः शिवाय निर्जितमोहा नमः शिवाय निर्मलचित्ता नमः शिवाय परमपवित्रा नमः शिवाय परमोत्तुङ्गा नमः शिवाय परिपूर्णाङ्का नमः शिवाय पातकगमना नमः शिवाय पाशविनाशा नमः शिवाय पुण्यश्लोका नमः शिवाय प्रणवाकारा नमः शिवाय बाधकशून्या नमः शिवाय बुद्धिविगम्या नमः शिवाय ऐन्दवरूपा नमः शिवाय भक्तसुभृत्या नमः शिवाय भद्रविशेषा नमः शिवाय भवभयकाला नमः शिवाय भुवनोद्धारा नमः शिवाय मङ्गलधामन् नमः शिवाय मन्त्रावयवा नमः शिवाय महिमविलोला नमः शिवाय मानातीता नमः शिवाय मुनिजनमान्या नमः शिवाय मोक्षोपाया नमः शिवाय यतिकुलनम्या नमः शिवाय यतिजनसेव्या नमः शिवाय लीलामूर्ते नमः शिवाय लोकसुरक्षा नमः शिवाय वरयोगीशा नमः शिवाय वर्णासाद्या नमः शिवाय विघ्नविघाता नमः शिवाय विद्यासदना नमः शिवाय विमलगुणाढ्या नमः शिवाय विश्वाराध्या नमः शिवाय शरणाधीना नमः शिवाय शान्ताधारा नमः शिवाय शाश्वतसत्या नमः शिवाय शुभभाण्डारा नमः शिवाय शोकाद्रिपवे नमः शिवाय सन्तततृप्ता नमः शिवाय सन्तापहरा नमः शिवाय सन्तोषमया नमः शिवाय संस्तुतिपात्रा नमः शिवाय सज्जनपोषक नमः शिवाय सदमलपूज्या नमः शिवाय सद्गुणशीला नमः शिवाय सद्रूपाङ्गा नमः शिवाय सरसामोदा नमः शिवाय सर्वशुभकरा नमः शिवाय सर्वाधारा नमः शिवाय साधुजननता नमः शिवाय सुखवारिविधे नमः शिवाय Nirvishaya Namah Shivaya Sujnanivara Namah Shivaya Saundarya Nidhe Namah Shivaya Saukhya Samudra Namah Shivaya Saumya Sharanidhe Namah Shivaya Hridaya Vasa Namah Shivaya Hridaya Vasa Namah Shivaya Hridaya Vasa Namah Shivaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi.
Let me offer pranams to all of you. The sun is overhead, but we are sitting in the shadow of the tree, very comfortable, not hot, not cold. Air is clean. We are enjoying the atmosphere. Nature is always changing. The morning nature is different from the midday nature. Evening nature is different from the midnight nature. The change is going on in the world everywhere. To all appearance, this table, but really speaking, every moment they are changing. Your bodies also, you feel that you are not changing, but you are changing. The change is very slow and not seeable. You can't feel the change in the body every moment. But every moment it is changing. Not only the body, but the mind also. The mind that was there in you a few moments before is not the same mind now. It has changed a lot. While you left your home, your mind was thinking something. Now it is not thinking at all. It is calm and quiet, clean, clear, isn't it? This is what we see in this world. Everywhere, every object, small or big, changes. That is the nature of the world. Jagat, we say. Jagat means, etymologically speaking, Jam gacchati iti jagat. Every moment it changes, therefore it is called Jagat. Every moment. Do you see any object in this world which is not changing? No. Everything, even great mountains, they are changing. The earth is changing. If the whole universe is changing, how can you expect man, yourself, not changing? How can you think of it? You are also changing. Now you may be very beautiful, young, strong in every way, but after years and years of living, you become old. And your thoughts won't be there, which now you are having. You will have different thoughts about your family, about your world. Everything changes, isn't it? Well, the world of yesterday won't be there, the world of tomorrow. They are different. Means every moment we are in different worlds. We also change, and we live in the world which also is changing. Therefore, this world appears to be very beautiful, isn't it? We want to live here for tens and tens of years because there is change going on here. If there is no change, just think of it. You are not changing, just sitting, not moving, not opening or closing your eyes. Is it alive? Just see. Eating the same bread in the morning, eating the same bread in the evening, and same bread for your dinner. Then what is life? Life means a change. Where is the beauty? The beauty is in change. Things change, therefore they appear to be very beautiful, and we want to see them often because change is there, isn't it? Change is there, and change is the source of beauty. It is the beauty. If there is no change, there is no beauty at all. Do you agree or not? Everything has to change, and in that change there is a beauty. Therefore we see the same thing but in a different form, therefore we get joy. Life is like a river. Sit on the bank of a river, you don't see any change happening in the river, but river is changing every moment. The same water you can't find in one place. Put your finger into the river, the very next day it won't be there. While you are putting, after some seconds, the same finger into the river, you are touching the different river, not the same river. Therefore, some philosophers say in Western countries, you cannot step into the same river twice. The same river twice. The river of the first moment won't be the river of the next moment, is it not? Therefore this world is so beautiful, so wonderful. We wish to live here for hundreds of years because it is changing. It is changing. Not only the body, but our thoughts also change. The thought of today, the thought of tomorrow, they go on changing. They won't be the same. Namaskar. Kurchak. Therefore, we wish to live here in this world, years and years, not to get tired much. In this world, great saints lived, great servants lived, great thinkers lived, philosophers lived, and they said so many things about this world. And very beautiful things they said about the world. What is the desire of a man? What a man wants to do in this world or get in this world? What is the desire? Just to think of it. What is the desire of a flower? What does it expect? When it blooms, it thinks someone, some poet comes and enjoys my beauty, my beautiful colors, my pleasant and very pleasant fragrance. It thinks so. The same thing may be said about human beings. We want we have different desires, we have different dreams as well. Today's dream may not be there tomorrow. Dreams go on changing, because the beauty is in change. Life is in change. A river is a river because it is changing. If it doesn't change, the river becomes only a lake, only a pond, isn't it? Life should not stop anywhere. Life should be always in movement. Let us live means let us live changing every moment of our life. Our eyes we keep opened, and they see the change going on all around us. That is how we have to live in this world, enjoy in this world, and we should not think of living the same life all the years. Then it becomes a very what? The life becomes tasteless. It becomes very tasteless. If it is to be beautiful and pleasant, what is to be done? The life should go on flowing for years and years. One day, the life comes to an end. When there is no change, there is no life. If there is a change, there is life. To live means to change mentally, physically, intellectually, and all our dreams also should go on changing. This is how we have to live in this world, isn't it? And therein lies the grandeur of life. Basveshwara, no, not Basveshwara, but Sakalesha Madarsa. He was a king, a young man sitting on a throne, very wise, strong, beautiful, and he was a king. But one day he left everything. He says, what is there in sitting on the throne all the time and ruling over the people whom we do not see at all? Let them live as they want to live. Let me leave the throne. He left the throne and went away. Young man, kingship, but he left it because he was tired of sitting and saying the same thing all the time. He was a good musician. He was a musician, instrumental musician, vocal musician, and he spent much of his days sitting in the nature, living in the nature, and singing beautiful songs, and playing on his wonderful instrument all the time. People in hundreds came to him, went to him to hear his music. They lost themselves in hearing the beautiful music played by that young man playing on the instruments. He did forget himself in singing and playing on instruments. He was a very wonderful man. He was a saint. And he used to say, "Where is God? God is everywhere. In my songs he is there. In the minds into which my music enters, there also God is. There also God is. God is everywhere, wherever there is happiness, wherever there is a peace, wherever there is knowledge, light. And we have to experience the presence of God in the form of light, in the form of silence, in the form of beauty, in the form of pleasure. Experience. For example, you eat a flower, or you eat a fruit, or you see a flower. While seeing the flower, you enjoy yourself, you forget yourself. Means the beauty of the flower makes you forget yourself. And what do you experience when you forget yourself? You become one with the flower. Isn't it? You forget yourself means you become one with the beauty of the flower. Now what are you? You are beauty. Therefore you are so happy. Forget yourself in enjoying the beauty of the flowers. You become beauty itself, and you are very, very happy man. You look into the nature, become one with the nature, forget yourself, and what happens? You become happiness itself. Anandam Brahma, Ananda itself. God you are experiencing as a bliss, as a happiness, as a calmness. That is the experience of God. God is not somewhere beyond the world. He is here, all around you, all around you. He is there in the form of happiness, in the form of bliss, in the form of peace, in the form of calmness. Man, make your mind calm. You are experiencing the presence of God Himself. That is how the great seers lived in the past. They experienced the presence of God every moment of their life. Whatever they were doing, in that they experienced the presence of God. In drinking water, there is joy. At that joy itself is God. You are experiencing God in the form of joy. Wonderful, isn't it? Very wonderful. Now, that great musician, Sakalesha Madarsa, he was also a saint, also a poet. He has composed so many songs also. And in one of them he says, Jyoti muttida battigalella jyoti appavaya. Just to see the beauty of it. A wick is there. A wick is there. And if the wick touches the flame, the wick disappears and it becomes a flame itself. How beautiful is the analogy. Beautiful is the example. Wick is there, it touches the flame, the wick disappears and it becomes flame itself. Wick becomes a flame. Wick is different, flame is different. Flame is a flame, light. Wick is not. It is not shining. It has no light, isn't it? But this wick, when it touches the flame, it becomes a flame itself. It disappears into the flame. Wonderful change. This is one of the examples he has given. Another example is there are rivers and rivers, streams. So many pravahas are there. So many streams are there. They are flowing all the time. Krishna is there. Bhima is there. Isn't it? So many rivers are there in your area. But there is not a single river which does not flow towards the ocean. Krishna does not think that it is quite calm here and the people love me very much. They worship me. Let me stay here itself. No river says. You may worship it or not worship it. You may blame it or praise it. The river goes on flowing. Why? 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 To live is to flow. To live is to flow. Now you are there. You are living because you are flowing. Your body is flowing, your mind is flowing, your thoughts are flowing. Everything that is there in you is flowing. Therefore you are living. So also the rivers and streams, they are moving. They are moving. They don't stand anywhere on the way. They keep moving all the time. And in the end, what happens? Nadigalella sagarava muttida nadigalella sagaravappavaya. In the end, they get into the ocean. They become one with the ocean, isn't it? When they enter into the ocean, there is no Krishna, no Bhima, no Panchaganga, no river, nothing. But whatever is in the river, she is still there, but it is not a Krishna river. It is water. It is not water of this river or that river. There is no difference at all. Water is water. Water is water. Water does not change. Only the names change. Water doesn't change. And water You may give any name, but when that water gets into the ocean, then that water becomes the ocean itself. See the wonder of it, how beautiful is it. Means we are now Rama, Bhima, Krishna, Hanuma, so many names we have. Now we are like the rivers. We are like the rivers, flowing from the cradle towards the crematorium. From the earth into the heaven, we are flowing. What happens? As long as we are flowing, we are we. We are Rama, Krishna, anything. But when we get into the heaven or into the universe, then our names drop. Our separate existence, it ceases to be there. Then what happens? We become one with that which existed everywhere, and that is the divine ocean. That is the divine ocean. Ocean of endless existence. Ocean of infinite existence. That is God. Sakalesha Madarsa says, Sakaleshvara Deva. Who is God? He says, Sakaleshvara. Ishvara. He is the Lord of everything. He is here, there, everywhere. That is what he thinks is a God. Sakala Ishvara. He is not your God, he is not his God. He is not my God. Not an Indian God or Western God. Nothing. Wonderful, isn't it? Go to Western countries, his names are different. Here itself, go from Nipani to Belagavi, gods have different names, so many names. But God is God. He says, God has names, but those names are just overt names. When they become, those rivers become one with the ocean of existence, divine, then there is no Rama, no Bhima, no Krishna, nothing. That is the reality, man. You are that Sakaleshvara. He says, you are that Sakaleshvara. You are not a man living in this town or in the other town, but you are Sakaleshvara. When the body falls, you are not a man, you are not woman, isn't it? When you get into deep sleep, you are nothing. Suppose you are sleeping very soundly. What do you think? Do you think you are an officer? Think you are rich or poor? What do you think? Nothing. Every day we experience our nothingness. Wonderful, isn't it? Every day we sleep for 8 hours, and for 8 hours we are not a man or a woman, father or mother, learned or non-learned, nothing. Not rich nor poor. But when we wake up, we are everything. Then desires arise in them. Then you want to become this or you want to become that. and sleep waits for you. Man, come into the bed. I shall show you what you are really. Then sleep takes hold of you. In that you have no desire. In that state you have no desire. What do you want there? Nothing. Nothing. You are nothing. Therefore you don't want anything. That is what the reality is. And that we have to experience every day. We should keep in mind that when we are alone, we are nothing. When we wake up, we are everything. Isn't it? Now you may be everything. You may think that you are rich, you are rich. You think that you are not beautiful, you are not beautiful. Beautiful, wonderful, very strong, you are strong. But man, get into deep sleep, you are nothing. Nothing. In a wakeful state, you work very hard, make much money, and you want to become richer and richer every moment, and you adopt all methods to become rich. Isn't it? You become a merchant, you become an officer, you become a minister or something else. You become something, but when you go to sleep, you become nothing. What is true? You in the sleep, you in the wakeful state, what are you? You are man here. In the sleepy state, you are nothing. Now you are rich, then you are nothing. What is true? Just ask yourself, what is true? What is true? There was a king. There was a king. Very wise king. And his name was Janaka. You have heard his name. A great name. Janaka, father of very, very rich man and also very wise man. One day he wakes up. He asks his wife, am I alive or dead? Wonderful question. Then the queen got horrified. What are you asking? You are alive. Dead people, do they ask questions about themselves? What has happened to you? Then the king said, yes. Am I alive or dead? The same question he goes on repeating. The queen called in all the doctors, great doctors and scholars, and to every person he put the same question. Doctor, tell me, am I living or am I dead? Doctors did not understand. Then there came a saint. He was a great saint. He met the king and sat by his side. And the king said, am I living or am I dead? Then the saint said, you are neither living nor dead. You are not living. You are not dead. When you were sleeping, you are not living. When you are here now in a wakeful state, you are living. You are not dead. In the dream you died. In the wakeful state you lived. Therefore, you are different from these two states. You are not wakeful, you are not sleepy. You are you. Your mind sleeps and your mind wakes up. Your mind dies and your mind lives. Man, king, you are neither of them. You are not living, you are not dead. That is the answer. Very wonderful answer. Then the king smiled. That is the answer. The best answer one can get from the great saints of the world. I am not living. I am not dead. When I am awake, I am living. When I am sleeping, I am not living. Not living means I don't know what I am. When I am awake, in the sleep, I am not living. When I am sleeping, in the wakeful state, I am living. Means both statements are true. I am living, I am not living. Both are true. But you are nothing. Wonderful answer he gave. This is Janaka Maharaj, a great king of his days. Basveshwara says, Jyoti muttida battigalella Jyotiyappavaya. Man, think of Jyoti, you become Jyoti itself. Think of a flower, you become a flower itself, you become beauty itself. Wonderful. Go on thinking, you become whatever you think of. Therefore, in the end, Sakalesha Madarsa says, think of a God, you become God himself. Think of a devil, you become a devil. Isn't it? Therefore, man, think of that which you want to become. Think of God and you are God himself. Just thinking makes you God. Wonderful, very beautiful vachana he has written. ಸಾಗರವ ಮುಟ್ಟಿದ ನದಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಗರವಪ್ಪವಯ್ಯ. ಸಾಗರವ ಮುಟ್ಟಿದ ನದಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಗರವಪ್ಪವಯ್ಯ. These are the rivers, lives are rivers. When these rivers get into the endless river, endless ocean of existence, these rivers become what? Infinite. They become eternal. Very wonderful experience it is. This is what Sakalesha Madarsa, a saint who lived 900 years before, said this thing. Jyoti muttida battigalella jyotiyappavaya. Sagarava muttida nadigalella sagaravappavaya. Nimma muttidavareಲ್ಲ ನೀವಪ್ಪಿರಯ್ಯ. O God, whoever touches you, he becomes you yourself. Whoever thinks of you, he becomes you yourself. Very easy. How to experience God? Forget yourself. Think of God. You are God himself. You are God himself. Think that you are an animal, then you are an animal. If you think that a man is an animal, then you are animal. If you think that a man is a God himself, then you are a God. You become as you think. How easy it is. This is how the great seers looked into this world, looked into their lives, and experienced the eternity as their real nature. Wonderful nature. Now it is almost 1 hour. Now we have enjoyed this hour sitting in this shadow of the tree. But a tree doesn't know that we are sitting here. Isn't it? We know it. And we are here to know everything. And therein lies the greatness of a man, human being, human life. What we have to do? We have to experience whatever is there in the world. And we have to experience the real nature of ourselves. That is why we are here. 2 things. We open our eyes, we see the world. We experience the beauty of the world. And look into yourself, you experience your eternity, your immortality, where there is no time, where there is no time flowing. This is what we have to do in life. Therefore, Shrestha Jnanis, Shrestha saints like Sakalesha Madarsa lived very joyfully. He was playing on piano, he was playing on instruments, musical. He spent all his life playing on instruments. And he worshipped God in the form of the beauty of sound. He said, here is God. Touch the, what it is? The wire. Touch the string. And there is a sound, very pleasant sound flows out of that touch of the string. And be one with it, that is the moment of happiness. And in that deep moment, you are nothing, you are music itself, you are happiness itself. Man, experience it. That is the message of Sakaleshwara Madarasa, Sakalesha Madarasa. 900 years before he lived in this country. And sometimes he visited Kalyana, met Sharanas. And he was a great thinker also, man of realization. He had no worldly dreams. His only dream was to make this world happy through his melodious songs. Man, what is the purpose of life? The purpose of life is to make people smile, make people happy, make people forget themselves in experiencing the divine nature which is in the form of Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Wonderful words he used to say. And I am very happy that you came here in the midday. Barobbar Bara. Next Sunday, in the morning or in the midday?
Midday. Midday. Midday.
ಹಾಂ, ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಬಿಡು ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ. ಯು ಆರ್ ದ ಲವರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಡ್ ಡೇ. Next Sunday we are meeting here at 12 o'clock. Namaskar. You may go now or sit, or you may go to the kitchen, enjoy some food if you are hungry. If not, just see and enjoy.